stop me, I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. All the way up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the regional final here at Providence School of Jacksonville. I'm Jake Stoope alongside Tim Dix, and we are so excited to bring you Elite Eight action here from the school.
It should be an incredible matchup here tonight, Jake. I think if you had asked people at the beginning of the year in November what this matchup would be, this is what they would have predicted. Now, how these two teams got here, very, very different routes,
Yes.
but this is the matchup everybody wanted to see.
And one of the reasons is because starting point guard for the Providence School is Luke Mayberry, who spent his freshman and sophomore seasons at the First Academy, and he's best friends with Max Simmons.
Yeah, it's. I came to TFA when both of these guys were 8th graders playing middle school ball together, and had the opportunity to see them in class, but also see them on the court together. These guys know each other very, very well. They know each other's tendencies. They also, when they play together, they could read each other probably better than any young guys that I've ever seen. That will come into play tonight. They may not be guarding each other, but there will be some points tonight where we see them one-on-one against one another.
And a lot of these guys played on Sunshine Elite together over the summer, so it's not only Simmons that knows how to guard Mayberry, but our sideline reporter, Karina Govind, earlier got to talk to Pat Anderson, one of the assistant coaches for TFA. Let's see what he had to say about tonight's contest.
We are here tonight to play against the nationally ranked Providence High School Stallions. It's an exciting night here tonight in Jacksonville, but the most exciting part is the long history between Max Simmons and Luke Mayberry. From going to meeting at their first TFA basketball camp to then going and playing 154 games tonight in their career. Now they're heading head-to-head tonight, and there's a regional final on the line.
Well, I forgot we actually didn't get to talk to Pat because he was a little busy pregame, but Karina still did one of those on the baseline. And again, she talked about Luke and Max. But Tim, who is another guy in tonight's matchup that you think really needs to take a stand for this team to play well?
So the guy that I would watch tonight is Joel Nunez for the First Academy. He is kind of a utility player for us. Obviously, when he's on offense, he's looking to slash, get vertical, get to the basket with authority. But this is a guy that also coming off the bench for us can guard any one of the 5 positions that Providence is going to put out there. I think it makes us very versatile here tonight and probably gives us an advantage coming off the bench over Providence.
Yeah, and Providence is a team that likes to take it slow. They don't like to go fast and just play methodical basketball. TFA on the other end, like you said, can speed up the game. But one of those guys that can make Providence play well in those sets is Ryan Gornto. He shoots 44% from 3. That's not a joke. 44%. He was their leading scorer last year before other guys came in and started to produce. And so look out for him to shoot the ball. The first open shot he gets will probably go in.
No, this guy is a difference maker. If you look at their game that they played against Oak Ridge earlier this year, he shot 64% from three-point line. 21 points in that game was really the catalyst for them to pick up a big victory over one of the best teams in Central Florida. Yeah. The thing to watch with him, though, Jake, is that as much as he likes to score, he's not one of their better defenders. Mm-hmm. So look for Corey Capps tonight to be matched up with him on the defensive side. We'll see who he ends up matched with against us. It could be an opportunity for us to take advantage on the offensive side.
Well, TFA coming in at 58th in the state, Providence at 5th and 62nd in the nation. And although that may look a little lopsided, we're expecting a lot closer of a matchup today. Thank you for joining us. On the other side, we've got tip-off here from Jacksonville. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. They're doing the starting lineups right now for Providence. We got Luke Mayberry. We got Marvin Christie. We got Ryan Gornto, who we talked about pregame, currently averaging 12.5, 2.7 rebounds and 0.7 assists. We've got the do-it-all guy, Will Peanut Stewart, averaging 15 points a game and 5 assists. And then finally, the transfer from Spire Academy, Nolan Nelson.
And Nolan Nelson will be one of the guys I'm interested in seeing tonight, Jake. He's going to be matched up with Kyle Blair. Nelson played in 10 games for Providence. Ended up leading them in scoring in those 10 games. And so this will be the battle to watch inside to see who can assert their will in the paint and really open everything up on outside for everybody else.
And then the First Academy, we got number 10, Elijah Baker, Max Simmons, Kyle Blair, Corey McPherson, and Corey Capps. And if you look on the floor, everybody looks around the same height. And so we should see who wins the athleticism battle today, but also the toughness. In the middle of the tip, Nolan Nelson and Kyle Blair, and they'll get us started just a second. And how do you expect this first quarter to go, Coach? Just curious.
So this is what I'm most fascinated to see, the deliberate play of Providence versus the up-tempo First Academy. In the 4 games in the playoffs thus far, First Academy started out very fast with scores of 16-4, 18-2. So let's see how they go.
And here we go. Basketball action from Jacksonville. McPherson starts with the ball in the half-court set for TFA. Heavy pressure from Christie thus far, arguably their best defender on that side of the floor. No shot clock today. The away team gets to decide, and TFA elected to go no shot clock. McPherson all bottled up, finds Simmons, and it's stolen, almost taken away. Diving on the floor is Christie, finds Gornto, leaves it off for Stewart, gets his own board, and finally foul. That'll go on Corey Capps. And you get to see an example there, Coach, of just an opportunity for them to get on the offensive glass, and they do that very well.
Yeah, this is where they excel. One of the things you'll see with Providence throughout this entire game, very, very disciplined in all aspects of the game, and they play so well together and feel each other and understand each other so well.
And Stewart misses that one. He's a 67% free throw shooter. Stewart lines up his second one after missing the first, and that one's out. Blair with the board. And this is heavy pressure here from the Stallions right off the jump. McPherson makes his move, gets in the paint, puts up the floater. It's good. TFA starting off with the scoring.
And that's exactly how McPherson's got to get the ball. Just a little stutter step there to find himself enough space and then get to the basket.
McPherson is the engine, and he'll start by guarding Mayberry. Shot fake from Nelson, drives in, kicks out. TFA heavy man-to-man pressure here.
One of the things you're seeing right now, Jake, is Corey Capps playing what First Academy likes to call dog defense. He is not letting Gornto get any space whatsoever to find an open shot.
Christie gets inside, misses the lay. Blair saves it right back to Christie. And he'll miss another layup. Oh my goodness, so many shots missed around the rim right now. Stewart gets fouled again. 3 offensive rebounds on that possession, Coach.
No, this is where the First Academy's got to be wise and got to get guys boxed out, give themselves some room there in the paint, get the ball, possess it, and then get it out in transition.
Stewart missing the first 2 if you're just now joining us. Shot one about a minute ago. And knocks in that one. Stewart, as we talked about earlier, 14.7 points a game, 5.5 rebounds, and 1 assist. He's got an offer from Jacksonville, just like many of these players on the Stallions. And he gets both. We're all knotted up at 2s.
Immediately picking up in full court man-to-man.
And Christie slips. McPherson drive. And it's poked away by Gornto. Stallions in transition.
First Academy offensively right now playing a little tentative.
Mayberry, count it, and the foul. That goes on Elijah Baker. Just took him left side and put it up with the right hand.
And Jake, this is one of these things where, you know, if you're playing tentative offensively, it bleeds over into your defense there. And just didn't do a good job getting back and kind of positioning ourselves where we needed to be on the defensive side to stop the Mayberry penetration.
And Mayberry puts up. Free throw, no good. Providence 2 for 5 from the charity stripe thus far. And it'll stay, actually it'll go back to TFA.
And Nunez now in for Baker. Once again, we talked about him in the pregame, just really kind of a utility guy. And an opportunity now for Nunez to maybe get some things going offensively for us.
They've got to get it across half court right now. McPherson going on Christie. Screen from Capps. Frees up McPherson for the short corner jumper. He got it. He's got all 4 for the First Academy Royals. And on the floor right now on this near side. That is Marvin Christie, who is arguably their best player, committed to Jacksonville State, and he is down nursing that left ankle.
It's just one of those rolls, Jake, that you see a lot of times in basketball. Just as McPherson went by him, rolled his ankle as he tried to recover to get back on the defensive side.
So while he's down, we'll take a short break and return to basketball action after this.
Out here, we have so much in common. We all share a love of wildlife. But now, the animals we love and the lands we treasure are threatened. Up to 1 million species face extinction unless we unite. We are their last line of defense. We are defenders of wildlife. Join us as we band together to protect our wildlife and wild places. Because in our love for what we share, we are closer than you think. Be a wildlife defender. Learn more at defenders.org.
And so Christie walking off the floor gingerly right now. If he is out for the night, that is a massive blow for this team.
No, and you've seen his impact thus far. I mean, he really has been the catalyst thus far. First, 3 minutes of the game here by kind of stifling what McPherson wants to do as he leaves the point for the offense for the Royals.
Taking his place is Evan Hines, averaging 3 points a game. So outside these top 5, it's going to be hard to find anyone to replace Christie.
I think that's another one of those advantages, Jake, is our bench versus their bench.
And Stewart goes up for the lay, got it to go on the nice pivot. And Mayberry steals it off the inbound. What a job by him. 3-pointer from Stewart. He got it. What a quick 5 points for the Stallions.
This is where defense just dictates so much and it changes the flow of the game. Mayberry setting all of that up.
And now Mayberry guarding McPherson to take the place of Christie. And now Simmons matched up with Mayberry. He got clobbered on the screen. That's a foul on Nunez. We're going the other way. So they'll take it out just in front of their own bench. That's Hines again, and Mayberry a little shaken up as well.
Yeah, he definitely ran into a crushing blow there by Nunez.
So now Nelson, dribble drive. Now there goes Stewart again, matched up on Nunez. Throws it out of bounds, just got off of his feet and let it go.
That's the best we've done defensively against Stewart thus far here in this game, not allowing him to find room, just keeping our feet in our defensive stance.
Full court pressure from Hines on McPherson. McPherson's got all 4. Simmons pump fake top of the key.
Providence thus far, Jake, doing an excellent job keeping us out of the paint.
McPherson pulls up for 3, off back iron, tipped away by Blair, back to Caps. Nunez down low, finds Blair, missed it, but got the foul call. Likely one of those where they only call the foul if it doesn't go in, Coach.
Exactly, I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me in JV action this year, having been told a couple times, if it had gone in, we wouldn't have called it, but when it doesn't, then the officials feel like they got to call it at that point.
So Blair at the line, shoots 39%, and makes the first one. It's the first bucket for TFA in over 2 minutes. So personnel on the floor with Cooper Klinger now subbing in will be Klinger, McPherson, Blair, Nunez, and Simmons for Providence with Christie out. And Luke Mayberry a little shaken up. We've got Nelson, Mayberry, Stewart, Gornto, and Hines.
I think, Jake, too, one of the things you're seeing, too, is just the Royals have been at home and just kind of that lack of comfort being on the road. They're still trying to kind of feel their way through this and get a sense of what they want to do and what they can do.
So after Blair knocks down both, Stallions with possession. 4 minutes left to go in this first quarter. That's Gornto off the screen 3, just off, rebounded by Simmons. TFA in transition. Good defense from Hines, just got called for the blocking foul.
And matchup to watch right now, Cooper Klinger checking in for Corey Capps. He's now going to be guarding Gornto.
Now Klinger in there. Starting point guard for this team last season. Klinger, spot up jumper, foul line, yes. All tied up at 8.
That is Klinger's strength for us, that pull-up jumper there, but right at about the foul line. He can get going tonight. He'd be a huge asset for us.
Stewart has been good so far. Finds Nelson, corner 3, just off. And Nunez fought for it. McPherson recovered. Nunez thought about the 3. Coach probably would have been a little upset if he took that one.
You can hear them too. Coaching staff still wanting us to run a little bit more than what we're doing.
And corner, that's Nunez. Back iron, rebounded by Mayberry. Simmons all over him, full court pressure. You can't make this stuff up. Mayberry finds Nelson. Finds Mayberry left wing. And that is just short. Rebounded and missed again. They do call foul though on Blair. And that's dangerous. If Blair gets in foul trouble, this is going to be a completely different game.
It does. It changes the dynamic, changes the complexion of what we're looking at here. And also the thing is that we're seeing here, and this is one of these things that happens when you're on the road, a lot of these loose balls, a lot of these kind of second chance opportunities sometimes tends to bounce to the home team. And thus far, Providence is getting those.
And miss on the first one. So checking in for the First Academy is LJ Bacon. And Kyle Blair out of the game. If you're just now joining us, it's all tied up at 8. Marvin Christie went off the floor earlier with a really dangerous looking injury. So if he's out of this game, it could look a lot different than it could have pregame, but we've got a foul on the rebound attempt. I believe that was on Cam Hugnard.
It's interesting kind of too, watching how the officials are calling this game, maybe not letting as much stuff go as what we have experienced up until this point in the regional tournament. So it's all about adjustments right now, Jake.
Yep.
It's just kind of how are the officials calling it? What are we able to do? I'd look for the Royals offense here, maybe to go to emotion almost. Hear what Coach T calls, just to kind of try to get guys into the paint, other guys slashing. Once again, that's the strength of this team. If we end up having to shoot a lot of three-pointers or hang out outside and shoot jumpers, that's going to work to our disadvantage.
Yep. So 9-8 now for the Stallions after the made free throw. Nunez got his pocket picked by Mayberry, and they call a foul. Not to Mayberry's liking.
And you saw it as soon as we came down. It went right to it. Dribble, handoff, into the motion look. Once again, just trying to find some room to drive the paint, kick out, dish out, find guys on the back door.
That's Mayberry's first.
He should be shooting, I would think.
I believe that's just the second or third foul of the quarter. A little bit about recent check-in for the Stallions. Hugnard going to play for Treyman Elite this summer along with a couple other Stallions, and played 27 games as a freshman. He's just a sophomore guard at 6'3". Matched up on Klinger now. So after listening to the refs, I think they were confused on who fouled on the free throw. And I think it was Hugnard, but I'm not 100% sure.
It was. I think they called 22.
22, okay.
And there's.
And it was on 23.
Yeah.
So LJ Bacon is going to throw it in when he gets a chance.
I think the lineup that you see out on the floor right now too, Jake, for the Royals, this is going to be another one where we're looking to drive and then maybe kick out. You've got 2 3-point shooters out there in Max Simmons and Cooper Klinger, maybe to try to get something just to give us a little bit of a spark here.
Just had a little cute moment there at the free throw line, coming together and giving each other high fives. But now we're back on. It is the regional final after all, so should be intense. Recent check-in for the Stallions is Colton Nualidia. Takes the place of Nolan Nelson.
Going back door here.
LJ Bacon outside, drives in on Stewart. Could have been a jump ball, no call. Simmons finds Nunez. Hines pressuring Klinger.
You hear the phrase a lot, Jake, defense is connected. Providence thus far here in this first quarter, their defense is incredibly connected.
Klinger from 3, no good. Nunez board. McPherson thought about it. They'll choose to reset. Just less than 2 minutes left to go in this quarter. McPherson to Bacon, goes up and blocked by Nualidia. Mayberry, nice move, gets inside, right hand, just off. New Alicia up and good. They take the lead.
No box out on that, Jake.
It's the 4th or 5th offensive rebound. They do call a foul on Hines with the heavy pressure on Simmons. And now we do have 2 shots, so I believe that was the 5th foul of the quarter. So Simmons will go to the line. He is an 80% free throw shooter.
And this is who you want if you're the Royals at the line. Once again, in games like this, Jake, it's just about hey, keep it close, weather kind of some of the storms, get familiar where you are on a road game in a hostile environment.
And I'm being told that Luke Mayberry actually has 3 fouls. 3 fouls. And so that is a big deal. Either 2 or 3 fouls is correction, 2 or 3 fouls. And Simmons misses both from the line.
Jake, I'd say this, I'm not certain what Providence's coaching strategy is, but 2 fouls, it's tough to put a guy back in the first half in that situation, especially if he's one of your key players.
Providence with a 3-point lead. Stewart on Simmons, little mismatch down low. Stewart goes up, just missed. Great rebound by Simmons.
Now we're running.
Pushing the pace, finding Klinger. Nunez, left wing 3, right iron, rebounded by Stewart.
Nunez has got to find his comfortability. That's not really the shot that he would look for normally.
Hines open 3, count it. 6-point lead for Providence. Gornto all over Klinger. Nunez gets stripped, goes up for the lay, no good. That is a foul on LJ Bacon, who got the arm of Huguenard. So looks like we're heading to the line. Huguenard will shoot 2. TFA with a nice section of their own here in the back right spot of the gymnasium as Huguenard knocks down 1. This is a completely packed house, so much so that 2 corners are standing room only. Huguenard makes both. 8-point lead for Providence without their best player, Marvin Christie.
You're the First Academy, Jake. You just got to be sure that you get the right shot.
Klinger from the foul line, just short. Stewart board.
Sometimes you can press and rush in these situations, Jake, just because you feel like you've got to have the basket, and you do, but it's got to be the right shot in that moment. Maybe Klinger there just trying to force it.
10 seconds to go in the quarter, and Stewart flushes it home. 10-point lead for the Stallions. Klinger with 2 from half court. That one is left. So your score after the first quarter, TFA 8, Providence 18. We've got a minute in the break from the first to second, and we'll see you right back after this.
How do I make it intentional to be with Jesus each day? That's a great thing to think about, and an easy one for me. So I have a chair in my room, and I keep my devotional and my Bible on the dresser right next to the chair. This year I've added my Jesus Way coin to the top as a great reminder. And I start each day before I look at anything electronic, anything else. I start my day reading my Bible, having a time of prayer, having a time of journaling. And so I know that the very first thing that I'm going to do each day with a cup of coffee is start my day spending time with Jesus.
And we are back. If you're just now joining us, I'm Jake Stoope alongside Tim Dix. Thank you for tuning in to the Class 2A region final here. And Coach, what do you think here after the first quarter?
So Providence ended it on an 8-0 run. They're now going to be without, as they start the second quarter, without Luke Mayberry in foul trouble, without Marvin Christie, who went out with a ankle sprain there. So if you're the First Academy, I think you just have to keep chipping away. You can't get it all back in one swoop.
And that one is in by Nelson off the screen. We really saw Providence take a big lead after Kyle Blair exited the game. So we'll see if he can stay out of foul trouble. RJ Bacon drives in, easy layup. That's why you run your sets.
And that's it. Like that's the Royal offense.
There we go. Nolan Nelson, as we said in pregame, transferred from Spire Academy. He's played 10 games for Providence. And Nelson drives in, almost throws it down, but they call a foul on Blair on the back end. That is a big foul.
It is, and that is Nelson, kind of watching in the first quarter. A couple times Nelson pump faked for a three, got Blair up in the air, did it there again, able to drive to the basket and pick that foul up on Kyle Blair. That's just smart basketball by Nelson.
Nelson shooting 74% from the free throw line. Got offers from Jacksonville and Florida State. He knocks down the first. He actually last year was playing for Creekside and then said, I'm going to go to Spire, but we don't really know why, but transferred back home to Jacksonville earlier this season. We'll knock down both. The lead is 12.
And he just makes Providence a little bit more athletic on the offensive side of the ball. He's obviously a good defender, but definitely more athletic on the offensive side.
Blair still in the game with 2 fouls. Caps, short corner jumper, just off. Nelson tries to take Blair baseline and gets called for the block. That'll immediately force Coach T to take him out of the game.
And sometimes, Jake, I think you end up with what they talk about in basketball, kind of a frustration foul. A little bit of frustration there on Blair's part. Moved his feet slow to cut off the baseline. And if he stands vertical, maybe they don't call it, but just him moving to the baseline, pushing Nelson out of the way. Now Nunez in.
And he is the tallest player on this roster that's actively playing by 7 inches or 6 inches. So we'll get to see how TFA looks without their star player on the floor. Providence up 12.
To be with Jesus on a daily basis, I actually use an app, and it's a Christian guided meditation app where daily I reflect on my day. It guides me through in ways I saw Jesus move and work, in ways that I heard him speak. It has you look back and see ways that you have sinned against him and repent of those sins. And then it has you release all of your cares and anxieties on him from that day and the day that you're going into.
And we are back. Trouble getting it in. Nunez in transition. Finds Simmons, left wing 3. Missed it, but got fouled. The coaches are not happy about that one, but Simmons will head back to the line.
Great job defensively by the Royals. Providence called that 30-second timeout and drew that up, looking to get a bucket in the paint. We did a great job defensively closing that off to get the steal and make our way down. Now Simmons got a chance to get 3.
And Providence is top 5 in the state of Florida. A stat that we discovered pregame is when TFA is playing teams that are in the top 30 in Florida, their points per game go down 15, their rebounds go down 8, assists go down 5, and turnovers go up 6. So right now we're kind of seeing the ramifications of that, where normally we would average 65 points a game, but right now we only got 11.
Yeah, and once again, you can just tell sometimes, like we want to play fast, but there's a difference between playing fast and being in a hurry.
Yep.
Right now I feel like we're in a hurry, not playing fast and in a rhythm.
And as a shooter like Simmons, you got to hope that these kind of get him in a rhythm.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and let's not, you know, we talked about this coming into the quarter, but once again, Mayberry on the bench, Christie now out for the rest of the game for Providence. So the Royals need to take advantage of this. We have an advantage with our bench versus their bench. Now can we capitalize on it?
McPherson picking up Hines full court. As we saw Marvin Christie come out in crutches, using crutches in that last timeout, so he will not be back in the game today. Gornto finds Hines, feeds Stewart down low, got good position on Simmons, easy bucket.
Right now, Stewart is the difference maker thus far for Providence. We just haven't really been able to find an answer yet to kind of slow him down.
And Stewart has 9 points early in this first half. McPherson slips, travel is called. Unfortunate there at the foul line.
Even with the slip there by McPherson, once again, another incredible job there by Providence, like closing off the lanes, in-help defense. They're right now defensively, they are everywhere they're supposed to be, and they get there about a second before we get there.
Dylan Layton checks in for LJ Bacon. His first appearance of the day. He'll be matched up on Gornto. And Nolan Nelson down low, misses it. Rebound goes to him after he ripped it away from Baker. Gornto, right wing three, all day long. Biggest lead for Providence.
He's left wide open. That's the guy that we can't leave.
Nunez trying to work on Nelson. Back to McPherson, and he is the engine. McPherson has to be going for TFA to get a win today. Nunez left him open from three. Wisely missed it.
Nunez yet to hit a three tonight. At some point, Jake, he's going to have to get that slashing mentality back just to force them to come out and play him.
Stewart, left wing three, missed it. And look at the size for Providence. Nelson going to get it. Hines, top of the key three, just off and goes out of bounds. TFA possession.
No, you see, so Nelson, once again, 10 games for the Stallions, and you see really kind of where he makes his impact. Yes, he can get buckets, but just on the offensive glass is a force and is at every single ball.
They've had so many players guarding McPherson. This time it's Stewart. McPherson on Nelson now, mismatch. Finds Layton. McPherson with the three, in and out, Stewart board. Now pushing in transition is Providence. Stewart thought about the three.
Mismatch now. McPherson on Nelson.
And they switch off wisely. Nunez now on him. Nelson, left wing three. He got it. Up 17. They're fired up. Nelson may have only played 10 games, but he's making an impact here for this Stallion squad. 4:15 left to go in this first half.
Every child is on a journey to become the person they were meant to be. At Children International, we're empowering children and youth to forge a path out of poverty. Walking alongside on their journey, we equip them with education, skills, and resources to succeed in every milestone of growth so they can achieve bright futures for themselves, their families, and communities. Learn more at children.org today.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for youth.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals into your body.
And nicotine, which can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media.
Many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping.
Because when you talk, they hear you.
Providence, the 1 seed, right now dominating the First Academy, and the biggest difference we've seen is just the offensive rebounding.
It is, you know, with Kyle Blair out of the game, Nelson has the advantage inside, and it seems like every offensive rebound he's getting, and he's either putting it back or he's dishing it out to somebody else or finding somebody flashing to the lane. They're on a 20-5 run right now. Royals, once again, we keep talking about they got to just chip away. Back to the
drive
motion.
offense, and Baker puts it up, fighting for his own board. And Nunez just threw it in the backcourt. Nelson matched up on Simmons. Finds Stewart, reverse lay, just missed. He tried to go for the jam. Simmons comes away with it. Klinger working on Hugnard and puts it in.
Great
Blocking
job,
foul, and one for Coop.
They're going to call that a block on Hines. That's Hines just not getting out of the way once Klinger put the shot up, so Klinger didn't have a place to land. So big break for the Royals. Now, Jake, I really think, like, some full court pressure here, something to kind of shake up what Providence is trying to do. I'll be interested to see what we do on the make.
And Klinger completes the and one opportunity. Lead cut down to 14 now. And full court pressure for TFA. Layton matched up on Hines. We haven't seen Mayberry in over 8 minutes. And Nelson down low, no doubt about it. He's making his presence felt tonight.
Yeah, no help defense there. He's able to get his look.
Nunez goes up, no foul call, Nelson board.
Jake, I know Nunez didn't make that, but that's more in Nunez's game. And that's really key for TFA. We've got to find those drives to the basket to try to score layups.
Hugnard drives, goes up with the right hand, blocked by Nunez. Gornto finds Hines, top of the key three, just short, rebounded by Nunez.
Great box out there by Joels. Now in transition.
Baker had the matchup, just didn't decide to go inside. Nunez drives on Hugnard, gets the foul call. Great defense, but Nunez just did a good job getting into his body.
And these are the type things, Jake, like when you end up in a game like this and you're down by 16, you're just looking for somebody to kind of lead the way for everybody else. You mentioned it there, Baker didn't look for the drive. Coach T's down there talking to him right now. Nunez then does it. It just serves as an example. Hey, this is what we need to be doing right now.
Knocks down the first. Nunez 67% from the free throw line this year, so either 1 for 3 or 2 for 6. Or 2 for 3, my bad. I haven't taken math in a long time, Coach, so
It's all right.
I teach media, not math. And actually, the last math class I ever took was in high school. Wasn't even in college. My college was goated, but Mayberry now being guarded by Simmons. And Stewart drives, blocked by Barfield, but he got the body first. So Stewart will go back to the free throw line.
That possession there is set up by Mayberry. Mayberry just does a really good job for Providence in facilitating and open things up there. Just as he looked, dished off, able to open things up to get Stewart the ball.
Stewart taking his time. First one is no good. He is a very bouncy player if you haven't noticed yet. Also one of those guys from the Stallions that will play for Treyman Elite this summer in AAU. Gets the second one to go. TFA's deficit is 15. 2 minutes left to go in the half.
You can see it, Jake. Royals are trying to go to that motion offense, just dribble, drive, penetrate. Providence doing an excellent job just keeping us out of that rhythm of what we want to do.
Klinger working on Mayberry with 2 fouls. Elijah Baker, left wing. Just a little left. Stewart inside, working on Baker. Barfield in the game for some size. Matched up on Nelson. Off the screen, Nelson put up with the left. Missed long. Baker driving in on Nelson, and that is a charge. Nelson did a good job hitting the deck.
It's a good call by the official. Nelson in position there to take that charge. On the previous possession, I love Barfield being in the game right now, just offering a little bit of physicality there for Nelson. With Blair being out of the game, he's been able to kind of move at will. Nash was able to get a body on him, kind of throw him off a little bit to miss that layup on the other end.
Nash Barfield at 6'5", matched up on Nelson, who is 6'8". Mayberry being guarded by Simmons. Finds Nelson, right wing three. He is not missing. LJ Bacon falls to the floor. 40 seconds left to go, the largest lead for Providence at 18.
You want to cherish the possession here, Jake.
Barfield working on Gornto, mismatch down low, gets blocked. Gornto having none of it. Mayberry holding out, essentially for the last shot, working on Simmons. They'll call that one on Simmons. Just a little too close to Mayberry there, Coach.
Yeah, and Mayberry is one of the better players in the game at kind of accentuating some of those fouls at points in time. Did a good job making sure the officials noticed it.
Last time these two teams played was a decade ago in the regional final, which TFA won 69-61 and advanced to the state semis and eventually lost to Westminster Academy. These teams have a history, although it's been a long time, of playing in games like this, as Mayberry misses the first.
Be interested to watch this offensive possession here for the Royals.
Checking in for Mayberry is Bodie Elkner, his first appearance. Likely in, so Mayberry doesn't get a foul called. Klinger with 10 seconds. Driving inside, puts up the right-handed lay, just off. Stewart with 2 seconds, three-quarter court heave off the backboard. This regional final in Class 2A has been dominated by the home team, the Providence Stallions, up 19 right now on the Royals. I'm Jake Stoope alongside Tim Dix, and we'll see you back at half for the halftime show.
Every day, the men and women of the U.S. Coast Guard protect our shores and serve our nation with strength, courage, and compassion. When they are in need, CGMA is here to help. They answer the call. We answer theirs. Coast Guard Mutual Assistance, helping our own.
To be with Jesus every day, I start off with quiet time with Jesus, just to sit in his presence and to soak up his peace, letting go of any fear and anxiety that I might have, and just cast my cares upon him. I have a prayer closet and a prayer wall where I can just write the names of my loved ones and my friends to lift them up constantly in prayer. Doing that just grounds me and reminds me that I don't have to worry about carrying a day, because to be with Jesus, I know that he's with me.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning, and I'm partnering with the American Red Cross this year to tackle blood shortages. Giving blood's important because every 2 seconds, someone actually needs blood, and unfortunately, only like 3% of the U.S. population donates. So we have to step up to give and to make sure there's plenty of blood available for those in need. Visit redcrossblood.org to get in the game and make an appointment to give.
From the steepest slopes to the highest stakes, we all come from somewhere. Every moment, big and small, between the early mornings and the late nights, balancing it all. Every moment has led to this. When we're united in protecting athletes, we protect the sport, the moments, the dream.
I think what's special about being a part of the Booster Club here at TFA is that you see the tangible impact from your investment.
My wife and I feel that it's important for our kids to have a well-rounded experience at TFA, both academically and athletically.
And the Booster Club is such an integral part of that.
It helps us amplify the mission and extend our ministry reach beyond what we just do on the court and behind the scenes.
It's going to take all of us, coaches and families together.
Every day I try to be with Jesus and grow that intimate relationship with Him. I think each day there are a lot of spiritual strategies, if you will, that I think we all try to participate in and improve on day after day. Of course there's prayer, of course there's in the Word, reading and meditating and memorizing Scripture, but I think the biggest one in my life is just the parable and the story of abiding. Jesus' last night on earth, He told His disciples about the abiding principle, and He said, if you remain in me and my word remains in you, you will bear much fruit. I really do believe that that's something that I've tried to learn how to do and be disciplined in doing. I'm not always great at it. It's something that I want to do in order to take my relationship with Jesus to a much more intimate level.
There's a place to share gossip about the office party fun, and a place to share the story you tell everyone. There's a place to share a laugh about when things went wrong, and a place to share the video of you dancing to your song. There's a place to share spare change, lunch, and your time. But we could all be better at sharing how we're feeling inside. 76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
And welcome back to the halftime report. I'm Jake Stoope alongside Tim Dix, and thank you for watching today's contest. Coach, really crazy game thus far. It looked very close at the beginning, but Providence has kind of pulled away. What have they done on the offensive side to be able to do that?
So, I mean, they're really being driven right now by Nelson. Just his physicality, his presence on the floor, whether it's inside or outside, like he seems to be able to do whatever it is that he's wanting to do. And it doesn't really matter. You know, obviously Mayberry is their point guard, their leader there, who is a facilitator, but it has been Mayberry, it has been Hines. They're doing a great job of penetrating, bringing the double team to them, and then finding a wide open Nelson who's either shooting a three or he's going to the basket. And then obviously Stewart is the other catalyst right now for Providence as well.
Yeah, right now the front court of Providence has 22 combined points, which is 4 more than TFA has all day so far. And so we saw Kyle Blair go out in the beginning of the game because of foul trouble, which really hurt the First Academy. He has 3 fouls right now, so that could really impact his team.
No, and really what we're going to have to see from the First Academy coming out, obviously, you know, everybody looks at a score and they automatically think, oh, well, no, we got to start getting buckets. And while there is validity to that, really what we've got to start seeing is some physicality from the First Academy. Can we be physical on defense? Because I guarantee you the more physical we are on defense, the more it's going to open things up for us on the offensive side. Defense will lead to offense if the First Academy is going to be successful in this game.
Yep, and before we go to our sideline report, I want to take a look at a graphic that we have, a statistic of just how TFA has played against teams outside and inside of the top 30. So first off, TFA plays really well against teams that are outside the top 30 in Florida. 65 points a game, 28 rebounds, 15 assists, and 13 turnovers. Look at those numbers when they're inside the top 30. Turnovers goes up by 6, points go down by 15 total. And so we're seeing a team in TFA that's really struggling right now against a team that's very well coached and just connected offensively.
No, obviously the turnovers have been critical for us, but I tell you the other thing too is just a lot of missed shots. You know, on whether it's layups that we've missed, we're definitely not knocking down three-pointers like we normally do. We haven't seen Max Simmons get going. Obviously, he's our three-point threat, but Nunez has shot a lot, and just we've got to start attacking the basket more if we're going to be successful here in this game.
And for the record, that's without Marvin Christie and without Luke Mayberry for half of the first half. Now let's go down to our sideline reporter, Karina Govind, who's got a word for us.
It has been a very loud night here in Jacksonville. We've got lots of talent coming from both teams. It is currently a score of 37-18. And speaking of talent, we've got a star that you've seen on the court tonight, Luke Mayberry, who is currently signed to play for the Navy. And also, Coach Jim Martin has produced over 45 collegiate athletes. So let's see how this game ends.
Well, thank you for that, Karina. We appreciate it. Coach, what does TFA need to do in the second half right off the jump to get back into this game?
So I would look for us, you know, it sounds crazy once again. We haven't shot a three-point shot well, but that always seems to be something that gets us going. You know, Providence is going to get the ball to start, so look for us to just really kind of man up. One of the things I'd be interested to see is who matches up with Nelson coming out in this first half. Can that person be physical? Is it LJ Bacon? Is it Joel Nunez? Is it Nash Barfield? Where's the physicality on the defensive side for us? But then after that, I would look for us to maybe try to penetrate the paint and then kick out to Max Simmons to try to get a three-pointer, just to try to give us some energy in the game. I think that's the thing that as people were watching there the last 2 minutes, just a lack of energy, lack of kind of urgency that you saw there as they're trying to figure things out.
Well, in the last month or two, TFA's lacked urgency in the second half because they've been up so much in the first half. So we'll see what happens in the second half today. Again, I'm Jake Stoope alongside Tim Dix. Second half action in just over a minute.
There's a place to share gossip about the office party fun, and a place to share the story you tell everyone. There's a place to share a laugh about when things went wrong, and a place to share the video of you dancing to your song. There's a place to share spare change, lunch, and your time. But we could all be better at sharing how we're feeling inside. 76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
Out here, we have so much in common. We all share a love of wildlife. But now, the animals we love and the lands we treasure are threatened. Up to 1 million species face extinction unless we unite. We are their last line of defense. We are defenders of wildlife. Join us as we band together to protect our wildlife and wild places. Because in our love for what we share, we are closer than you think. Be a wildlife defender. Learn more at defenders.org.
And welcome back in as we're about to get started with second half action here from Jacksonville. Providence came in as the 1 seed and TFA as the 2 seed. And they're up 19 right now as TFA will take possession first in this half.
And Jake, we do see Kyle Blair out on the floor for the Royals.
Ooh, this could be interesting. Still in that man-to-man, Gornto on McPherson.
I think that's the matchup that you want if you're TFA. We'll see what they try to do with it now.
Blair comes in, bad pass, but Nelson was called for the foul. At least from this side of the gym, it looked pretty harmless.
Yeah, and you can see Coach T talking to Elijah about kind of a better way to get that entry pass into Blair. I love the look, though, for the Royals. Watch now for Simmons on a three.
Simmons three-pointer, but a screen foul was called on Blair. So that will be his fourth foul just 40 seconds into the second half.
I don't see anybody. Now Joel's is going to come in.
But he's guarding Nelson with 4, and that could be dangerous. Nelson should just attack him right here.
They're going to set that screen for Stewart.
Oh, boy. Blair hand checking him already. I mean, that looked like a foul, Coach.
Yeah.
Mayberry goes in on Simmons, tips it back out. That'll be out of bounds on Baker, but good hustle as he slid into the bleachers.
We talked about it in the first half. That's another example there. As you can see, that just loose ball right now, Providence is getting to all of them.
So no points in the second half, a minute in. Mayberry finds Nelson. Mayberry drives on Simmons, goes up, out of bounds, and it'll go to TFA. I believe that is the right call because Mayberry did follow through with it. And
that's a good call by the official.
Home crowd got to him a little bit.
Yeah.
The ref that changed the call is the one standing right in front of Jim Martin, head coach of Providence. So it wasn't the plan coming in, but Simmons guarding his best friend.
I like it, though, Jake. You can tell playing a little bit more aggressive defensively.
Stewart floater, got it to roll in, lead up to 21.
Been real impressed with Stewart here tonight. Just a real smooth basketball player, and he's done it a lot of different ways here this evening. There you go.
Drive in from Baker, it goes in. Great back cut by Baker. And the foul is called, so they'll give him an and one opportunity.
But once again, Jake, we talked about it, attack the basket. And you saw it there, Nunez making his way into the paint, and then as he did it, then Elijah Baker coming from the backside. This is TFA basketball. If they can continue to do that, they can continue to chip away.
And we've got a timeout on the floor. 6:06 left to go in the second half.
Out here, we have so much in common. We all share a love of wildlife. But now, the animals we love and the lands we treasure are threatened. Up to 1 million species face extinction unless we unite. We are their last line of defense. We are defenders of wildlife. Join us as we band together to protect our wildlife and wild places. Because in our love for what we share, we are closer than you think. Be a wildlife defender. Learn more at defenders.org.
And welcome back in. TFA down 18. A little more on the head coach of Providence, Jim Martin. Over 25 years of experience, 3 state titles in 20 seasons back in 2010, 2013, and 2015. He was actually the 2017 McDonald's All-American Game head coach. And so people nationally recognizing how good Martin is at his job.
Once again, one of the signs of a great coach team, Jake, is just the way that they play defensively together. And you're seeing that here tonight from Providence.
Hines drives, right hand, no good.
Great defense by McPherson.
McPherson pushing the pace. Baker thought about the 3, gets inside. Caps, foul line jumper. Yes, that is a high-quality shot.
So we talked about it, Jake. Back-to-back possessions where good things happen when the Royals drive to the basket. We have to continue to do that and just continue to chip away here. Love this matchup of McPherson against Hines.
Doing a great job of playing defense without fouling. Stewart, shot over Baker. Short, rebounded by Baker. TFA on a little bit of a run. McPherson left alone, finds Nunez, gets inside, goes up with the right hand, misses just short. In the corner, Nelson all by himself, bottoms.
Just lost him in the defensive transition.
He provides an element to this team that they did not have 2 months ago. And they were playing New Alicia a lot, and he just cannot provide that stretch 5 that they wanted him to. Simmons finds Baker. Can he answer? No.
Good job by Caps on the rebound.
Just 12 minutes total left to go in this game. Royals down 19. Simmons, foul line jumper. Yep.
Set.
Last 3 baskets have come within 15 feet.
And that's the hole right there in Providence's defense. If we can go kind of a 4 out, 1 in, get the ball at the foul line, we're able to create a little bit more and find some more gaps.
Stewart drives. Yep, good call. Baker, great defense. It led to a travel. So checking in for TFA is Cooper Klinger, who's got 5 of TFA's 25 coming off the bench.
So 2 3-point threats now for TFA out there with Klinger and Simmons on the floor.
Klinger finds Simmons working on Hines down low. 2 little guys going at it. And Gornto, good job denying the basketball. TFA will take it out.
And you can see what TFA is trying to do here. With Hines guarding Simmons, they're trying to kind of look for that mismatch, and now Providence has adjusted. Hines now guarding Baker. I'd look for Baker on the post.
TFA's got to get busy if they want to make their first state semifinal in over a decade. And that's a tip pass by Hines, led to a turnover.
That's indecision on the offensive side that led to that turnover.
Gornto, 3, just off. Hugnard rebound. Got the follow to go. Klinger pushing the pace.
Good composure there by Caps.
Doing all of this without Kyle Blair. Providence doing all of it without Marvin Christie. We've got a foul called by Hugnard at half court. The path to get here for Providence was a little bit more lopsided than TFA. They beat their quarterfinal matchup, Bishop Snyder, by 33. The regional semifinal, Rocky Bayou by 55 points last week. So facing their toughest test of the playoffs so far.
I want to say at some point, Jake, there was like a 56-8 score at some point in that game.
It's ridiculous. Baker driving in, had Klinger wide open. Caps for 3, though. Backboard. McPherson at the scorer's table. This place is packed out with Providence fans. And good denial by Simmons. And matched up on the taller New Alicia there. Klinger, spin move, just short. Peanut Stewart drives, missed short, rebound to Nelson. They have dominated the glass.
So, and what Providence has done too is they've looked at our lineup now and put in both Nelson and New Alicia. Usually those guys are going to sub 1 for each other. Both of them in the game gives them even extra guys on the board, which is where they found success here tonight.
Stewart for 3, missed short again. That's a foul on Caps, going for the rebound. Caps giving up 6 inches right there on that matchup.
And people will wonder, if you're watching that, where was the foul there by Caps? Caps did have him boxed out. The problem is he put his hand behind him and was holding on to him.
1:30 left to go in the third. TFA in desperate need for a run, currently down 19 on the road.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how, and we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids need to know the dangers and how to avoid them. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids, because when you talk, they hear you.
So sorry about that audio there on the commercial break. 1:33 left to go in this third quarter. Providence will inbound right in front of us. That is Hines with the bleached hair.
They're gonna look for Nelson here.
As you said, right to Nelson. Stripped
Great
by
job
Simmons.
by Simmons.
Simmons trying to get rid of it. Finally gets it to Klinger. Oh, making Hines hit the floor there. Baker, corner three. Nope. Bacon tried to find Baker. Wasn't cooking.
I think as you watch this and you kind of see the Royals coaches, they're trying to tell guys we don't have to settle for threes right now. Continue to run the offense, do what we do. There's still plenty of time here.
Mayberry back in the game, working on McPherson. Hines feeds Nelson, matched up on Simmons. Backdoor cut
Great
from
backdoor.
Mayberry was fantastic. Gets the bucket to go. Simmons going in on Hines, using that body just off.
I feel like we've seen it all night long, Jake. Just those shots in and out over and over and over again. Even when we get good looks, they're just not falling right now for TFA.
Mayberry fouled by Simmons. Again, Mayberry spent his first 2 seasons at the First Academy. Did he play under you, Coach?
He did not.
Okay.
He did not. So I got there when he was an 8th grader, and then he was playing JV basketball at that point.
Got it.
Before I moved into JV basketball.
Yeah.
I took the middle school basketball route to get to JV basketball.
There you go. So we've got a spill on the floor that they're taking care of. If you're just now joining us and haven't caught us since the first half, best player for Providence, Marvin Christie, committed to Jacksonville State, went down with what we believe was an ankle injury, came out on crutches between the first and the second quarter. So he is out, but so far they have not needed his dynamic playmaking ability.
No, and you can see, Jake, that's once again, we talked about Nelson transferring in, playing 10 games. That's the flexibility that Nelson has offered for them. If Nelson not here, Christie out, changes the dynamic for Providence a little bit.
18 seconds left in the third. Down to 10. Mayberry driving in, right hand, left side. What a
Great
beautiful
move.
lay. 3 seconds to go. Klinger puts up the half-court heave. Missed it. We're going to need a miracle. Down 23. 1 quarter left to go in the Class 2A Region 1 final. We'll be back after this for some fourth quarter action.
If you've been around TFA for very long, you know at the beginning of the school year, we always talk about our school year theme. And for the last few years, we've chosen a coin to represent, explain, and remind us of this important theme. Of course, this year, it's the Jesus way. That's on one side, and on the other, it reminds us that the Jesus way means that we want to be with him, to be like him, and to do as he did. Throughout the school year, you're going to hear from various voices, teachers, coaches, and each one of us as we talk about what the Jesus way means in our own lives. And we challenge you to begin applying this idea in your own life, in your own walk with Jesus, as we grow in community together.
Now, 1 quarter left to go. What do you think? What does TFA need to do?
So, Jake, we talked about it at the start of the second half of just trying to be patient, run the offense. At this point now, you're going to have to see us try to get some open looks for some threes just to try to kind of cut the lead and then try to get back into the normal flow of our offense. I think that's why you see both Klinger and Simmons on the floor together.
And Stewart comes off the screen and doubles TFA's scoring with that bucket. Simmons getting inside. Foul is called late. That was on number 10, Hines. Evan Hines.
this is also where you're going to start to see kind of the hurry up, if you will, from TFA. We can't. I think it was Mike D'Antoni, former coach of the Suns and a host of other teams, but when he was with Phoenix, he talked about 7 seconds or less on the offensive side. You're going to have to see the Royals kind of move into that type of rhythm offensively, which then it takes you out of kind of what you're used to doing and kind of your normal flow that you want to be in, with maybe trying to be, to go fast but be deliberate in what you're doing. I think they're just going to have to go, and then hope that some of these shots that they've missed thus far start to fall for them.
And as for Providence, they have looked good on all sides. Simmons' first of the pair is no good. Shoots 80% from the line. TFA's path was 42-point win over Trinity Catholic, a 29-point win last week. Now needing 24 more points to even up the score with less than 8 to go.
So now looking to kind of go to the trap on the defensive side in full court. We've seen them kind of pick up full court but not do any trapping. I think you're going to see more of that now here. Just try to force turnovers.
With the steal, driving in. Nelson goes up and stuffs him off the backboard. Shearson shot fake from 3. Goes inside and is fouled. Man, we saw Nelson get up right there, Coach.
We did, but once again, credit to McPherson there. Still stayed with the play, didn't give up on it. Got the ball back for TFA. Clock is stopped, giving us a little bit more time to breathe, get another bucket for us. They're going to look for a 3 here.
And timeout is called there by Coach Maben.
Yeah, and Jake, like that's a timeout there because what they wanted they didn't get. They were looking for a 3 for Simmons and didn't execute there on the play that they wanted to run.
7:06 left. Yeah, Max Simmons is typically the guy that you want taking those kind of shots. He's got 72 made threes this season. That's most on the team by 50 three-pointers.
Yeah. This is a guy, like in a situation like this, down 24, you want him with the ball at the three-point line. Obviously, Providence is going to know that, and I think it'll be interesting to see kind of, schematically what we try to do there. One of the things that he was set up perfectly on that play there, kind of hiding out in the paint, flashed out. Once again, we just didn't execute in the manner we Coach T wanted, so the timeout was called to kind of reset and try to get us an open look here.
Yeah, we were talking about Gorento's three-point ability, shooting 44%, but Simmons, as himself, is at 42%.
Yeah, I don't have the stats sitting in front of me, but especially these last 2 games for the Royals, he's shooting at an incredibly high level for them, and from really go back to the district championship game against Orangewood, where he nailed 6 of them, and moving through, he's shooting at a high clip.
Right. So we'll need to see more of him. TFA wants to come back today, thrown in right in front of their own bench. McPherson finds Klinger for 3. No hesitation, just right. Rebounded by Nelson.
They use Simmons there as a decoy. Once again, Klinger, the other three-point shooter on this team, just couldn't get that one to fall. Kyle Blair back in the game now for the Royals as well.
I think they know if he's not in the game, it's going to be tough. Nelson three-pointer, just short. McPherson board. Makes Stewart turn around a little bit. Baker got away with the travel. And 15-footer, no good. And no shot clock in this game either, so Providence theoretically just hold out the ball here. Gornto, corner 3, not that time. Nelson wide open, Blair wasn't there, just missed. Simmons goes past his best friend, finds Blair, go. And that's just his 3rd and 4th points of the contest.
But it's the best transition that we've seen from the Royals offense thus far. Now defensively going to have to pick it up.
McPherson called for the foul as Hines was running past him. Hines only averages 3 points a game, and he came in to take over for Christie, but he has been a fantastic replacement. Been the primary point guard today.
Yeah, what you look for a lot of times, Jake, from guys like that coming in these situations is not so much points, rebounds. You're looking for no turnovers. Just play consistent, play good defense. Hines has done both of those here tonight.
And Nelson, we see him just holding out the ball here. You don't blame him. TFA is going to have to apply some pressure.
Yeah, we got to force the count here.
Hines driving in, kick out to Stewart. Reverse lay. Blocked by Baker, but late foul call will send Stewart to the line, and the clock is still running and finally stops. 3 more seconds off the clock than there needed to be.
This is a situation, Jake, here where the Royals, they're going to look to move the ball up the sidelines on a miss by Stewart. See where Klinger is. They'll look for him in a corner 3 if we can get the rebound and move quickly.
After missing the first, Stewart knocks down the second. As you said, quick off the made free throw. McPherson driving in, just lost it but got fouled. They'll take it out of bounds right in front of the athletic director, Andy Childs.
You know, we didn't get the bucket. Once again, the clock stops. Like, we got to use the clock as best we can.
Finds Blair, and he just got eliminated by Nelson. Got back inside and missed the layup.
We talked about it, physicality right there. Nelson, physicality against Blair, really multiple times there. Not able to convert.
On some recruiting sites, they list Nelson as a 4-star recruit, and he has definitely showed why today. Just 4.5 minutes left to go. Providence in no hurry. Mayberry got fouled. Maybe for the best, because someone would have made a bucket there.
You know, and Jake, you know, we talked about it a lot with Providence here tonight, but you know, coming into the game, there are 2 seniors and 2 senior starters, and Mayberry and Christie are the guys that are talked about, but it has been a sophomore and a junior in Stewart and Nelson that has really provided the stability here tonight in the midst of some of the adversity that they face that really they haven't seen in 14 games, and they have answered it and then some.
And although Blair only has 4 fouls, Coach Maben still likes to take him out of the game.
I think you're going to start to see kind of a alternation here between offense, defense. Leave Nunez in for the defensive side with Blair's fouls and put him back in on the offensive side.
Nelson to the corner for Gornto. Shot fake. Puts it up this time. Back iron. And Layton corrals the rebound. Drives in. Nice take for Layton. Gets it in with the right hand.
The more we can do that, the more it'll start to open things up on the three-point line for us. Now we've got the trap on.
Nelson drives in, finds Stewart, goes up, and puts in the layup.
Stewart's footwork there, every time he drives baseline, his footwork underneath the basket is really impressive to watch.
And Baker misses it. Just a freshman playing in his first high school regional final. And Hines gets past Simmons and just takes it right back out. Looking like LaMelo Ball here.
You're going to start seeing us foul too, I think, Jake. At some point, we're going to have to do that.
Hines finds Nelson. It is an all-out domination here, Coach.
We were trying to get a foul call there, never got it from the official.
And Baker saves it back to Layton. Nunez with the right hand. Off glass, no good. Up to Stewart, one-on-one. Decides just to run into Baker. That's a good call.
Yeah.
And I was looking forward to the jam, but he just wanted to take a shot.
Yeah, we haven't really seen Stewart do a lot of talking in the game, but definitely something on that possession there. Could have had a layup, decided to go for the takedown tackle, if you will.
And their front court's got 34. Still more than TFA. Bacon got blocked by Stewart. And Nelson in transition, working on McPherson. Spin move, got blocked from behind by Bacon.
Great hustle by Bacon to get back there.
Mayberry inbounding it right in front of us.
Again, I think they're going to look here for Nelson again. Great job by Jewels.
Taken away by Nunez. Driving in, going up for the jam. Missed the lay, got fouled though.
But Jake, you know, that play right there is such a microcosm of what we've seen here tonight. Jewels gets the steal, goes to the paint, gets the shot up, gets fouled, and the shot just won't fall. We've probably seen 15 of those here tonight.
Yep.
And in a game like this where you're playing a kind of a complete team, those are the type shots that have to fall. You're in a hostile environment. You've got to take advantage of opportunities, and the ball just hasn't fallen in for us here tonight.
Nunez knocks down both shots, and that leads to a Maybin timeout. 2:26 left to go in the fourth quarter here from Jacksonville.
I think being like Jesus starts with obedience. And I think in our carnal minds, that is something that we all struggle with daily. We've all heard the term obedience is better than sacrifice. I think one way to be obedient is to modify your heart. And you modify your heart, and then you allow God to inspect your heart. And I think once you do that, you can start following Jesus by being obedient to what he tells you in your heart. I think you cannot be obedient without being humble. James 4:10 says, humble yourselves before the Lord, and he will lift you up.
And we are back. Mayberry with it. Press break. CFA putting on some pressure. Layton playing great defense, just got called for a foul right in front of the referee.
And you can trying to figure out there, Jake. It looked like TFA wanted to foul there, trying to get the clock stopped. Deuce Woods going to check into the game now.
Deuce Woods, the 8th grader on varsity, known around campus for his big win leading the team against Lakeland last year in football. As Gornto puts up a corner three, just short. He hasn't had his best night, but he doesn't have to.
No, and that's what, you know.
Nunez got it in the foul.
The front court for Providence has probably played one of their best games of the year. You know, if you had asked me coming into the game what was the strength of Providence, I would have told you it was in their guard play and kind of what those guys do. But then Nelson and Stewart here tonight have really, you know, have played with such physicality and under such control. It has really changed the dynamic of everything that TFA wanted to do.
Mayberry finds Gornto in the corner. Why not? Three-pointer all day long, 44%.
That's one of those where when your entire team is kind of on a roll, those shots just seem to fall here at end of games like that.
Stewart driving in, right hand, left side. What a beauty. 25-point lead here for the Stallions. Martin is heated right now, talking to the referee. Called a foul on Stewart. So he'll check out of the game. And Will Stewart finishes with 18, 8, 2 steals, and a block. 9 for 16 from the field. I mean, what a game. Nunez right hand, missed short.
Another rebound for Nelson.
Mayberry pushing the pace. Finds Hugnard in the short corner, being trapped.
No, TFA is going to force them to play out the final minute. So Mark just in kind of the culture.
Nelson for the 4th time, wide open for a dunk. He has put on a show. 20 points and 3 boards for him, if not more than that. Make that his 4th. But he has dominated. And Coach, although this looks like it's going to be a big victory for Providence, what are your thoughts on TFA kind of going into next season based on their performance?
So, I mean, when you look at the dynamic of this team, Nunez, Simmons, Barfield, 3 seniors that will exit the program as they graduate. So everybody else is back. Blair will be back. Obviously will be the leader for this team. LJ Bacon, Corey McPherson. These guys will be catalysts for the future moving forward. But really tonight is a night all about Providence and really the young guys for Providence. Sophomore Stewart and the junior Nelson led the way for this team.
And Providence will move on to the state semifinal. They won't have to go far, playing at the University of North Florida. They take the win 64-37, and just another example of Jim Martin's fantastic coaching ability. And we'll be back for a quick post-game show before we wrap.
What's up, NFL fans? Quarterback Josh Dobbs here. You may know me as the Pastronaut.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing, and getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life. Space isn't just for the astronauts.
It's for all of us. It's not just for engineers like myself.
It's for teachers,
students,
designers, mechanics,
scientists,
and millions of football fans across the world.
3, 2, 1, watch out, here I come. This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time.
After all, there are no limits when there are footprints on the moon.
There ain't no doubt in my mind. This is my time.
Find your place in space. Space for all.
I'll be here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side. By your side. And every day is a different day. Everything is in everything. Even when you think things can never ever be the same. Don't be scared of the world, I'll be here to stay. By your side. Even when your heart ain't listening, or your mind takes you a different way, towards a different path. All you gotta do is sit and ask. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
When the adults in a child's life talk early and often about the dangers of underage drinking, the message gets stronger every time.
I'll be by your side.
Talk. They hear you.
Every child is on a journey to become the person they were meant to be. At Children International, we're empowering children and youth to forge a path out of poverty. Walking alongside on their journey, we equip them with education, skills, and resources to succeed in every milestone of growth so they can achieve bright futures for themselves, their families, and communities. Learn more at children.org today.
And we've got Coach Jim Martin here after winning the region. Coach, what do you think?
I am here with head coach Jim Martin. Now, Coach, it is no secret that the program that you've built here is absolutely legendary with producing over 45 collegiate athletes. Now, after this win, what kind of place does that put you and your team in?
It puts us in a good spot. First Academy is a fantastic team. You know, we have a lot of respect for that program. We've played against them for years. It was a great game tonight, but it puts us where we want to going into the state tournament next week.
Okay, thank you so much, and
you guys for being here
congratulations,
tonight, too.
of course. Thank you so much.
And that'll do it. From Jacksonville, Florida, Providence takes a big win over the First Academy. And, Coach, final thoughts again on what this TFA team could look like next season and what they accomplished this year.
So, once again, Coach Maben and his staff, it's about building culture. It's about building for the future. And in the midst of that, I think we've seen that once again, another building block that this team has put together in what TFA is going to be. They've made a statement, got back to the regional final for the first time in 10 years. Next year, the goal will be the same, trying to get to the Final Four and win a state championship. They've got the pieces here to do that. From a freshman like Elijah Baker, who got incredible playing time this year, to Deuce Woods, an 8th grader who's just going to get more mature. But the work begins tomorrow, really, now for the Royals. They'll go back to the drawing board. They'll take a breather, and then they'll get back at it and start putting together a game plan for what this team's going to look like moving ahead. Obviously, Kyle Blair will be at the centerpiece of that, but they're going to have to look for leadership. You can't undersell what Max Simmons brings to this team in terms of the intangibles. Yes, he can shoot the three. Yes, he can play defense. Yes, he can facilitate with the basketball. But it is his leadership and that legacy of that leadership that he's going to leave behind here. So who now is going to step up and take that place and take that role for this team?
Well, we'll see Max Simmons more on the diamond throughout the rest of the season playing baseball. But as you said, the seniors, Joels Nunez, we've got Max Simmons, and then the final one is Matt Nash Barfield. They've certainly all made an impact on this team, so it's going to be sad to see them go. But again, like you said, got a lot of guys that could come back next year, which could make this team even more dangerous, and obviously a lot of big heights that they've made this season as well.
No, there's no doubt about it. And like I said, just watching how this team has worked all year, and even more specifically this last month of the season, they have laid the groundwork for what the future can be here, and definitely the future of TFA basketball is bright.
Yeah, and it's a program. It's not something you can turn around in one season, similar to college. It can be a little different at times. So
exactly.
We thank you guys all for joining us. Thank you to all of the technical directors, scoreboard operators, statistician, and camera operators. Again, other than us two, this was a completely student-run production. And so we thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Jake Stoope alongside Tim Dix. TFA ends their season, but Providence moving on to the state semis.